I totally suck at Tinder. Met a girl for a one night stand. 4 months later, we're getting on a plane to go on holiday together. Ducking amateur. Got talking to a girl on there. We met up for drinks and it turned out to be the best date I've ever been on. We just talked all night and ended with a kiss. I walked her home and then we texted each other till we both fell asleep. It was like being 16 again or something. The next time I saw her I got a blowjob whilst we watched Titanic. We dated for 2 months or so and she was great, as was Thesix. We wanted different things relationship wise so things didn't last long but absolutely no regrets on my part. God bless Tinder I say. I met a girl and we met up for drinks. We talked for a while and eventually ended up going to a late lunch. We texted for a couple days and ended up going out again. And she took me back to her place. Easily one of the best times of my life. She's a sweet girl. I hope to see her again soon when our schedule matches up again. Man, reading all these stories really makes me wanna try Tinder just for the experience. Finally something I can answer. I've met 6 girls since I downloaded the app in January. Most have been pretty negative so it never got past conversation. Then I lost weight. I've experienced 2 firsts in my life thus far. 1. I've had sex on a beach at night, complete with sticks poking my ass. 2. Post-orgasm a girl has patted me on the head and said good job. 10/10 would do again. I went out to get drinks with a girl. I proceeded to admit that I was completely broke and we would have to split the drinks. She not only paid for those drinks, but then paid for the food we later ate, or drinks, and gave me a quality BJ at the end of the night. Thanks, Tinder. I'm an identical twin. My brother was visiting me at school and I invited a girl I met on Tinder over. He doesn't use Tinder, but obviously didn't want to be alone for the night so I used the app to get him a girl too. He thought he was me the entire time all the way up until she left the next morning. Right before she left she asked my brother a question about my rugby team that he just couldn't answer. I got some angry messages afterwards. Edit. My brother and the girl are editors too. Let's see if they see this haha. Pretty happy with my story. Disclosure that I'm bi, but predominantly fool around with guys. I was in opposite a 6 mood or something so found a girl on there. Good sense of humor. Personality, that sort of thing. We wound up meeting up, hooking up, and then kind of kept up with that frequently for weeks, then months, and so on. Guess what's annoying is that she was a perfect match for me. We were both well educated. I was finishing my JD. She had a double major and was getting into a master's program. So we were both goal career oriented, both into sports. Oddly both the same race which has been excessively rare for me. We're both a black-white mix. This isn't important for either of us but we were also the first black-white mix we had ever met let alone dated. First time I held someone's hand who was the same color as me so that was kind of cool. We loved the same jokes. Just a scary perfect match. So, grade 6. Cool set of friends. She cooks well. I cook too but I'm part Caribbean and she is not a fan of spicy food and cooking without curry is foreign to me. Our political views are different enough that we can still have a good discussion. And then I finished law school and went to take the bar in another state. I'm off and on sitting around just wondering what the duck am I doing and if I should just keep it going or what. She's honestly the first and currently only person in my life that I genuinely thought was marry worthy. TL. DR equals practically found perfection and every girl on Tinder just wants me to follow their Instagram. Ducking pointless. My friend ducked this stripper with half a shaved head and facial tattoos. She told him that she had been smoking meth all morning and that she had a boyfriend. We later found out that she's also pregnant. My friend said it was the best sex he's ever had in his entire life. My buddy used it. Found a girl. They've been dating since around Easter. They have a totally normal relationship, except that we call her Tinder girl. I matched up with a 40-year-old recently single female, and me in my mid-20s. We met up at a bar, had a drink and ended up making out in the parking lot. A few nights later we met up at her place and watched a movie. Of course, we didn't really watch the movie. She gave the best blowjob I've ever had in my life and was a squirter. So, thanks Tinder. Not me, but a friend of mine hooked up with the morning weather girl for the local news station thanks to Tinder. It was horrible. I installed the app for fun and just to duck around with when I'm bored. Ended up matching with a girl and talked to her for like 2 weeks and exchanged numbers and FB info. She was pretty, seemed really cool, and we shared a lot in common. Eventually she said we should hang out, and I said sure. We met up at a mall and just walked around and talked for about an hour, and I left. After I left, I knew I wasn't going to pursue her. Over text she seemed pretty cool, but in person she was just off. IDK, I can't really explain it. Anyway, within 2 minutes of me getting back in the car, she texted me wanting to know my real opinion on her now. Kinda weird, but whatever, she seems weird, so I just replied saying yeah, she's cool and whatever. Big mistake. Over the course of the next 2 hours, I received over 80 texts, about 10 calls and a couple VMs. All of her crying and saying I need to move in with her and her dad because she's suicidal and I needed to take care of her. I was blunt with her in saying no and this can't go on anymore and to stop contacting me, but nothing changed. I had to delete my FB profile, block her number, etc. I deleted the app after that. TLDR, Meta crazy. Not on Tinder myself as I am not single, but I was going through the ladies with my single male roommate the other night. We decided there are few common components of the Tinder basic female profile that seems to be a template for all the girls on there. 1. Some stupid uplifting quote. 2. Live, laugh, love. 3. A picture with your itches at bar, club, restaurant with drink in hand. 4. Picture in an exotic location. 5. Picture with sports ball jersey. 6. I hate drama, or a combination of all the above, or transgender. Hooked up with a girl who turned out to be a sister, sorority thing, of a friend. We saw Frozen. She called me later that night, trashed and asked me to pick her up. Took her to her house. She asked me to stay. Tried to get me to snort sugar off her breasts. As in, asked me, wanna do sugar off my titties? Nice girl. Really, but quite messed up. I met up with a girl so we could watch Frozen together. We actually watched Frozen together. She was disappointed and I was mesmerized. I'd never seen that before. Oh boy. Back in January I started using it and was matched with a girl who happened to also be in engineering at the same school as me. We started talking and next thing I knew we had gone on a few dates and everything was going great. A few days later I had a stats midterm, and while studying I got a text from her saying, "Hope your midterm goes well. Why don't you come over for board games after?" Now I'm usually pretty oblivious, but board games? On a Friday night? Yeah, I'm getting laid. So I finish my midterm, text her that I'm on my way and hop on a bus. The entire bus ride I'm smiling from ear to ear, waiting patiently until I finally arrive around 9:30 PM. I entered her place and bam, bottle of wine on the table. Yeah, I'm getting laid. I go and sit down. We start drinking and bam, Settlers of Catan. We played for 2 hours. She hugs me goodnight and I leave. I didn't get laid. Duck, edit. Thanks for the gold. As our Roundster pointed out, yes, it can be played with 2 people. It's just not as fun and only takes about 20-30 minutes to play a game. Hence why 5 games in 2 hours is possible.